research and information is especially important on the issues of conflict and security, where there is tensions, where there is bias, and where there's often misunderstanding. And that's when we need to know more about the facts on the ground and bring them to light. And that is why today we are here for CEDDERT to present their findings today. And we hope that with the esteemed guests on this table and in the audience, that we can enrich their findings, look forward to better solutions that will inform better policy. And we are here to work with CEDDERT and Kaduna State Government to firm up those policies and hopefully see them implemented for the betterment of the herdsmen and farmers in Kaduna State and indeed across Nigeria. Congratulations to CEDDERT for bringing everyone together. I wish everyone good luck in their upcoming discussions. Thank you very much. Allah Abadasaha. Thank you.
Experiment. It's funded by the UK government, and we work with CEDDERT, Centre for Democratic Research and Training, and they're the ones who carried out the research. The way they came about their findings was looking at these three areas in Katsina, Zamfara and Kaduna to understand the causes and the reasons behind the conflicts between herdsmen and farmers. And that's been done through on-the-ground research, media research, and looking into interviews with those affected by the situations.
Okay, how do we get from just being a research to having the related authorities walking the talk? We went through your profiles and all of that. We see recommendations. How do we get to ensure that, your recommendations are worked upon?
That's an absolutely fantastic question. A really prominent one here in Nigeria is moving away from discussions into actually policy reform and implementation. We really want to see that happen. I think the first way is having sessions like this where we have research institutions, traditional leaders, government and the private sector talking together about the findings of the research. That's a great new innovation from CEDDERT, but it has to go beyond that. So it's very good that this has happened, but we want to see the recommendations be enriched by the people here today, and then those recommendations going to the highest levels of government in Kaduna, and then further dialogue between the private sector and research institutions to ensure that it turns into a policy, and that policy is implemented. So it's all about keeping the pressure on government by the research institutions, traditional leaders, and the private sector to make something happen.
Sorry, is there any challenges you are facing while carrying out this research?
Well, I think there's a natural lack of information around in the country in general, so CEDDERT has had to go to the field to find out more information. That takes time, it takes money to go and do that. You have to build the confidence of people that you're engaging with, but also getting the information out there. And that's where people like you, the media, play such an important role, because although this research may be on paper, we may talk about it today, it has to go out to the wider country. People have to push for change, and you're certainly a voice that will help us do that.
Okay, you're going into a technical session after the tea break. We see people in very good robes and all of that. We don't see farmers, we don't see the pastoralists here. How are you sure you're engaging the right people? Because driving home the point of not having issues and conflicts here and there, you're supposed to have farmers, you're supposed to have the pastoralists. We don't see any herders here, or do you have them in very good clothing today?
Well, again, I would say that we supported CEDDERT to do this research, so we're not actually going out and doing it ourselves, but CEDDERT are absolutely talking to the people in the field, they're talking to the pastoralists, they're talking to the herdsmen. This is what these findings are based on. However, I would agree with you that as government takes up and agrees with these findings, they should be having dialogues with the pastoralists and the herdsmen as well. We should be bringing in their associations. You can see here today that Harry, who is representing pastoralists, are here today. Their representatives are here. So they will also be in the technical sessions.